Dr. Unger. Thank you so much for meeting with me today. We are really excited to have you coming on February 2nd to our Luminary speaker series. And I just wanted to have a chance to ask you, a little bit about yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us a little bit about what we might be learning in this webinar that you'll be providing.
Emily, it's a real pleasure to be joining you out at Hall Services. I'm a research professor, a Canada Research Chair at Dalhousie University, but actually my heart is in my clinical work and indeed sort of that applied aspects to what I do, this topic broadly of resilience, especially amongst children and families. So I'd love to take the opportunity to work with folks through the Luminary series to really talk about sort of where is this emerging science? What is resilience actually teaching us these days? What's the science showing? And there's been a lot of more recent advances about how we understand the concept. It's partly about individual ruggedness, a lot about resources and service delivery and design models. And all of that work has applications to what we do clinically with children and their families, where there's a lot of very complex stressors. So what I want to basically do is kind of, take some science and tell a lot of stories to make that science really live for people. And then I want to join it with some clinical examples and some of what I'm actually seeing from my colleagues that I'm learning around the world, push it together and hopefully make it extremely applied so people walk away with some key suggestions on, critical things like these 9 things I often talk about that can actually help young people thrive when they're really stressed, but also show a little bit how those techniques and some of the tools that practitioners of all stripes can use in their day-to-day work.
This is fantastic. We are so excited for you to be able to join us in this and to hear about your expertise. I know you've written several books that I've read and really learned a lot from. So for you to be able to capture it in 90 minutes is going to be, in the 2-hour period is actually going to be a bit of a challenge, I'm sure. But we'd love to hear everything that you have to say and the newest stuff that's coming out for you. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, definitely. And I'll really try to, give people some good takeaways, even though it is quite short, though, 2 hours, but there will be time for questions and reflections. And I hope that I can just kind of really give people some something to really hang on to, so that when they go back and they're really perhaps in a situation and they just feel a bit stuck with a particular client that they're working with, that maybe this will sort of just broaden their repertoire. They'll have a little bit larger toolkit and say, let me just try something to see if I can get the conversation going in a slightly different direction. If I can do that, I think that will be, I think for everyone, a really good experience. And of course, I'm always learning along with folks too. So I love the questions, because through the questions, I often sort of get my own thinking a little bit sorted out, or hear some really great examples of where the field is going indeed. So looking forward to it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Dr. Unger. We look forward to it.